You who feel that the world around carries an invisible weight, as if every encounter and every environment are marked by a burden that isn't yours, yet somehow you bear it. You who have experienced the exhaustion that comes from being in the midst of crowds, even without directly interacting. This feeling of isolation, which may sometimes seem like a burden, is something that unites all who have awakened to their essence as the chosen ones. Society often leads us toward a need for constant connection, but for the chosen, this search for silence and solitude arises as a profound calling. This is not random isolation but rather a providential retreat, a necessary stage of spiritual preparation. Those touched by this inner restlessness, who feel a desire to step back and reconnect with themselves, are responding to what can be seen as a divine invitation, a chance to grow stronger and renew themselves to fulfill the call resonating in their souls. Yes, the solitude that many of us seek or even resist is not an empty refuge. It is the beginning of a journey of discovery and renewal that brings clarity, purpose, and peace, a peace that no external noise can take from us. This is the path the chosen ones walk, where every step in solitude is a step toward something greater, something that awaits and prepares us. On this journey of self-discovery, it is essential to understand the difference between intentional solitude and involuntary isolation. Often, involuntary isolation is a consequence of circumstances, something beyond our control. Intentional solitude, however, is a conscious and sacred choice, a courageous act in which one decides to listen to their own soul, stepping away from the world's noise. It is a space we create to nourish our essence and strengthen our spirit. Great spiritual figures sought this intentional silence to understand and fulfill their calling. Moses, withdrawing to the desert, found in the silence the voice that gave him clarity about his mission. Jesus, retreating to the mountains, sought divine connection and strength for what was to come. These moments were not escapes but necessary retreats to be in tune with what they were meant to accomplish. When intentional solitude becomes a path to transformation, it is a blessed refuge where each chosen one can transcend themselves, receiving the messages and teachings that life in constant agitation simply does not allow us to hear. This time spent alone is sacred, a reunion with the divine, where every moment of silence becomes a doorway to a deeper understanding of who you are and what you are here to do. The chosen ones are, by nature, spiritually sensitive. They carry within a heightened perception of the energies around them, able to feel what few others can. Often, this sensitivity transforms the simple act of being in dense environments full of people into an exhausting experience. Every encounter, every conversation, every exchange of glances absorbs a part of their energy, as if they were a mirror reflecting and absorbing the world around them. This need for solitude is, therefore, more than a preference. It is a spiritual necessity. Just like a device needing recharging, the spirit of the chosen requires moments of introspection and silence to replenish itself. In solitude, they find the opportunity to recharge, to distance themselves from external energies, and reconnect with their own essence. Imagine solitude as a space where your spiritual energy is restored, an interval where all the absorbed energies dissipate. This time alone allows you to regain your balance, maintain your inner peace, and, above all, strengthen your ability to be the channel of light the world needs. Only in solitude can you stop being merely a receiver of the external and become an emitter of your purpose, acting in the world with intentionality and clarity. The experience of the spiritual desert is a profound symbol in the path of the chosen. The desert represents that empty, silent space where nothing seems to happen, where comfort is replaced by aridness, and solitude feels more intense. Yet, it is in this seemingly lonely space where true growth happens. In the desert, away from the distractions and comforts of everyday life, the chosen one finds a purer version of themselves, where all their strengths are tested and refined. The spiritual desert is a moment of self-knowledge, where every inner aspect, fears, insecurities, dreams, and truths, becomes more evident. It is a place where, by confronting shadows and difficulties, the chosen one's essence is strengthened and transformed. In the desert, they discover the resilience within, the determination to move forward even when everything seems barren. There are stories of resilience that inspire us to see the desert as an essential part of the spiritual journey. Consider someone who, upon entering this space of solitude and emptiness, faces their deepest doubts and, by overcoming them, emerges renewed with a clearer vision of their purpose. Thus, the spiritual desert is not a place of loss but of encounter. It allows the chosen one to emerge transformed, ready to live their mission with integrity, understanding that every step taken in solitude makes them stronger, wiser, and more aligned with the divine call. Solitude is not just a temporary refuge, it is also a sacred preparation, a process where the chosen one moves closer to understanding their divine calling. It is in this retreat, away from others' influences and expectations, that they begin to see clearly the unique mission destined for them. Solitude quiets the mind's distractions, making space for the spiritual purpose to shine with clarity. Amidst this solitude, many discover a sense of direction they hadn't felt before, a profound understanding of why they are here. The stories of people finding clarity by withdrawing from the world are inspiring. Imagine someone who, during a period of profound solitude, listens to their inner restlessness to the point of turning it into answers. This encounter with oneself reveals not only the nature of their mission but also the strength to accomplish it. Each step in solitude is a silent lesson, a subtle learning that strengthens the chosen one and prepares them to act consciously in the world. Solitude thus becomes the place where they align with the divine purpose and empower themselves to be the agent of transformation their soul feels called to be. This period of preparation is a gift. It is an opportunity to sharpen the spirit and fill oneself with confidence for the next step on the journey. Solitude offers the chosen ones a safe space, away from external pressures, where they can confront and heal their deepest wounds. Often, these pains and traumas remain hidden in the bustle of life, where each distraction and interaction seems to offer a temporary escape. Yet in solitude there is no escaping oneself. And it is precisely in this silence, where each emotion is revealed in its entirety, that true healing begins. This space for healing allows the chosen ones to face what they have been avoiding, bringing to the surface the memories, hurts, and resentments that weigh on their hearts. By allowing these wounds to be revealed and understood, solitude clears the way for releasing the past. This process of forgiveness, both of oneself and others, is essential for the chosen one to move forward with a light heart, free from the chains that prevent them from living their purpose. Imagine a journey where, after days in solitude, the chosen one faces their own pain, accepts it, and finally lets it go. Solitude then becomes a sanctuary of healing, a time for acceptance, where forgiveness and compassion are cultivated. In this space they find the balance needed to move forward, strengthened and ready to live more authentically. The healing born in solitude is a blessing that makes the chosen one stronger, more whole, prepared to share their light with the world. In solitude, silence becomes a powerful ally, a tool that allows the chosen one to access levels of perception and understanding that would otherwise remain hidden. This silence is not empty, it is a sacred space where the spirit can finally hear the voice of the divine. When we disconnect from external voices and quiet the mind, we create a deep connection with inner wisdom, the wisdom that is always present but only fully reveals itself in the serenity of silence. In the silence, the chosen one learns to listen to divine instructions, insights that come in the form of intuition and spontaneous understanding. Imagine someone who, after spending time in solitude, experiences a moment of deep clarity, a revelation that transforms their perspective on life. Perhaps an answer they had long sought emerges, or a previously hidden path is unveiled. This type of insight is not the product of logical reasoning but of the spiritual openness that silence provides. This power of silence is an invitation to spiritual listening, where the chosen one becomes a channel for receiving the truths the divine wishes to communicate. Each moment of intentional silence is an opportunity to strengthen this connection, allowing the divine to speak through intuition and the heart. And by listening deeply, the chosen one finds not only answers but also the serenity and confidence to continue their journey. For the chosen one, solitude is a time of inner strengthening, not a manifestation of weakness or unproductive isolation. Contrary to what many may think, choosing solitude is an act of courage, a decision to face one's own doubts, fears, and limitations without the distractions of the external world. This period of introspection allows the chosen one to develop resilience, enabling them to tackle the challenges of their mission with firmness and clarity. In moments of solitude, the chosen one has the chance to confront their own shadows and find the strength to move forward. It is a process akin to what is described in Psalm 23, where even when passing through the valley of the shadow of death, the divine presence is felt, guiding and strengthening. This valley, so solitary and challenging, represents the times when we face darkness to emerge into light, renewed and ready to serve with integrity. The strength that comes from solitude is the strength of overcoming oneself. Emerging from this process, the chosen one feels an unshakable power, a peace that enables them to face adversity with serene confidence. In this way, solitude becomes a spiritual training, a preparation that allows them to live their purpose without being swayed by external influences. It is during this time alone that the chosen one discovers their strength within, and that, with the divine presence by their side, they are never truly alone. Solitude doesn't just strengthen the chosen one. It also acts as a protective mantle, shielding them from influences and energies that could divert their attention or compromise their purpose. In a world where so many stimuli compete for our attention, the chosen, with their unique sensitivity, are especially vulnerable to absorbing the intentions, opinions, and anxieties of those around them. Constant exposure can cloud their inner clarity, creating spiritual confusion that steers them away from their true path. By retreating into solitude, the chosen one finds a protective space where their energy and purpose are preserved. In this sanctuary, they fortify themselves against external influences, remaining aligned with their divine calling. Imagine someone who, realizing that the demands and expectations of the world were clouding their vision, chose to step away. This act of withdrawal was not a sign of distancing from others but a conscious decision to preserve their energy and clarity, allowing them to continue their mission with integrity. Thus, solitude reveals itself as a spiritual shield, a time when the chosen one can purify themselves of the influences accumulated through interaction with the world. This time in isolation is not a separation but a return to the self, a reconfiguration of their essence so that, upon returning, they can exert their positive influence without losing themselves in the process. Solitude offers the necessary protection for the chosen one to move forward, secure in their purpose and shielded from anything that might divert them. Solitude is also a teacher of gratitude and spiritual self-sufficiency. When the chosen one retreats into silence and distances themselves from external influences, they begin to recognize the richness of their own company and the fullness that exists in their connection with the divine. In this introspective space, they realize that everything they truly need is within, and by connecting with this inner source, they find strengths that once seemed unattainable. This time alone cultivates genuine gratitude, not only for what is received externally but for what is discovered and developed within. Solitude allows the chosen one to see clearly the blessings dwelling in their own essence. They begin to cherish each moment of silence, each insight, each small revelation that arises when at peace with themselves and in harmony with the divine presence. Spiritual self-sufficiency then flourishes. The chosen one discovers that, while external help is welcome, they possess within themselves the strength necessary to walk their path. This discovery empowers them, making them less dependent on external validation and more confident in their own intuition and wisdom. I encourage you who are on this same path to reflect on the value of solitude and recognize the strength it provides. A strength always at your disposal, waiting only for you to uncover it. After a period of deep solitude, the chosen one returns to society transformed, ready to share what they have found within. Solitude is not an eternal refuge but a stage of preparation. When this moment ends, they re-enter social life, not as before, but with new clarity and a strengthened presence. Every interaction, every act, is now guided by a higher purpose, an inner understanding that transcends the distractions and superficialities of everyday life. This return is marked by a peace that those around them perceive, a calm that reflects the inner work accomplished in solitude. Imagine someone who, after weeks or months in retreat, returns to social life. They now bring a serenity that inspires those around them, a confidence that does not depend on others' opinions, and an energy that soothes environments that once felt heavy. This return transforms the chosen one into a source of light and inspiration for those they encounter. Thus, the chosen one impacts the world with a presence that doesn't require grand words, for the very way they live and interact becomes a testament to their purpose. They are now an instrument of the divine, ready to positively influence those around them, for they carry within the certainty that everything they sought in solitude was preparation to serve and guide. This return is not merely a social reconnection but a renewed mission, a commitment to their calling with firmness and gratitude. The journey of the chosen one is, at its core, a sacred crossing through solitude, a journey of self-knowledge and divine connection that transforms their essence and strengthens their purpose. Solitude is not a burden but a blessing, an essential preparation that enables them to live their mission with clarity and authenticity. Each moment alone, each silence, each insight is a gift that nourishes their soul, making them stronger, more centered, and more at peace. To the chosen who seek meaning and purpose, know that solitude is a necessary phase, a sacred stage that prepares us for the greatness of our calling. Do not flee from it, embrace it as a time of growth and rebirth. Let solitude reveal who you truly are, bringing you ever closer to the purpose entrusted to you. If this video touched your heart, like it, share it with other chosen ones, and subscribe to the channel so we can continue this journey together. And share in the comments your own experiences of solitude and transformation. Each story enriches this community and strengthens our commitment to live with purpose and divine connection. Remember, you are never truly alone.